because of the shutdown of the voices, not only the shutdown of the internet in the occupied territory, nobody knows about Western Sahara. Nobody knows about like the suffering and tragedy of the people. Western Sahara is in North Africa, located south of Morocco, north of Mauritania, west of Algeria. It's been occupied by Morocco since 1975, and from that time, Morocco continue a strategy to shut down the voices that are again fight against the occupation through systematic media and military blockade that make the case of Western Sahara absent from the international media, press, and from also the social platforms, online social platforms. So, of course, Morocco has been using propaganda for all this time and spreading fake informations about what's going on freely, and nobody knows the reality until we discover the importance of the image and the documentation and the video. And then we start working hardly to document the violations. We are the only alternative of the international observers in the occupied territory of Western Sahara, since the territory is completely closed and there is no international observers, and we are the only alternative of these international media, press, and our media outlets. So we are trying to build a network with international organizations and media activists from the globe to share with them the information, the videos we are documenting, even though we are facing a lot of difficulties in the occupied territory while we are documenting the violations. Of course, the journalists and the activists and the citizens turn to social networks, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, because of the development, technology development now, and it's much easier for everyone in the globe to get the information from these platforms. And so we turned to these platforms to document and condemn the brutality of the Moroccan police and Moroccan settlers against the Sahrawi people and the peaceful protests that they are organizing against the occupation. However, we found ourselves in another war with a huge Moroccan electronic army that is also protected and backed by the owners of these social media platforms, and that hide all our posts and trying to delete the contents of our posts, and also close the accounts, our personal accounts and pages in Facebook, for example, Twitter, to just support the occupation in their propaganda and also in their media blockade. So basically, there are like hundreds posts and accounts that document the Moroccan violations are deleted, in addition to removing the content and suspending accounts. This deliberate blocking is showing and explicit evidence of the systematic targeting of this content, and a clear support for the occupation from the owner of these platforms. Moreover, neither Facebook nor Twitter provided any explanation for Sahrawi social networks users about these practices. So not only the journalists, like the activists, but also the ordinary citizens who have accounts in these platforms are also targeted in this way, and their accounts get hacked or closed by the Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. What is more, we choose another way to show up the suffering of the Sahrawi people, which is making documentaries and try to screen them in international festivals. But also it was censored in many international festivals, unfortunately. And we have here an example, 3 stolen camera that's made by Equipe Media, and that give like some informations about the difficulties that the journalists in here in the ground, but it was censored in, for example, Lebanese International Festival, and it was also caused a diplomatic problem for Iraq because it was screened in Sulaimaniya festivals in one of the in Kurdistan, Iraq. This documentary that made by Equipe Media and Rafel caused a diplomatic problem between 2 states, Moroccan occupation and Iraq. So just because we had the opportunity to screen it in Sulaimaniya festivals, Morocco refused to communicate with Iraq ambassador and ask for like clarification why this documentary being screened. So this show like how Morocco is targeting all the voices of the Sahrawi people just to hide the reality here and to hide the real images that shows that nobody is accepting the occupation in the occupied territory, and also show the importance of the image that has also a powerful voice and that expose what's going on in the globe. So of course we wish that we could like have more space because we only have these platforms to express ourselves. As I said, the territory is closed, no press agencies there here, so it's important to be free in at least social networks. We are trying, of course, to condemn all this problems by written reports, making investigation, try to complain continuously with the United Nations, and also to these platforms. But yeah, sometimes we get the answers and we get a reaction, but many of times we don't because of the pressure of the Moroccan occupation.